In this video, I'm going to talk about implicit grouping. With implicit grouping, you don't see a grouping symbol. So recall that with explicit grouping, we actually saw parentheses, brackets, and braces. With implicit grouping, you don't see that. Instead, you have to know, given the operators you're working with, whether there's implicit grouping or not. For today, we're going to concentrate on quotients, where all the operators in dividends and divisors have to be completed before you carry out the final quotient. Here's an example where we have implicit grouping because it's a quotient. Notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 operators. The idea with implicit grouping would be we're going to simplify the dividend, then we're going to simplify the divisor, and only when both of those are simplified are we going to carry out the division. Please pause the video and see if you can work this out correctly. First, I'm going to start in the dividend. I have two operators in the dividend, a subtraction and a multiplication. But because the subtraction's in parentheses, that has to be done first. 26 minus 12 will give me 14, and then 14 times 2 will give me 28. Moving to the divisor, I have two operators, a subtraction and a multiplication. Multiplication has to come first, and subtraction comes second. 12 times 2 is 24, and then 26 minus 24 gives us 2. Now that all the operators are finished, I can divide and get 14. Here's one for you to try. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 operators. I'm going to start in the dividend. I have addition and multiplication. Multiplication comes first, so I get 6. And then 2 plus 6 gives me 8. In the divisor, I have division and multiplication. They're equal in importance, so I do them left to right. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. Now that all the operators are completed, the last operation I'll carry out is the division, and I'll get 2. This one's a little complicated, but if you can understand this one, you're in pretty good shape. Give it a try. In this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 operators. Remember, in this kind of a situation, there's a multiplication operator that we don't see. Now, in the last two problems, I finished the dividend first, and then I did the divisor. But in practice, what people tend to do is to do one step in the dividend and one step in the divisor, all in one step in a sense. So I'm going to start in the dividend where I have explicit grouping. So the multiplication will come before the subtraction in this case, and 2 times 5 will be 10. In the divisor, the addition's in the parentheses, so I'll have to do that first, and 5 plus 2 will give me 7. And this is what I was just talking about. Notice that we've done one operator in the dividend and one operator in the divisor when we moved from line to line. This is the most common way people will do problems like this. Returning to the dividend, I have to subtract before I add because the subtraction's in parentheses. In the divisor, I have to multiply before I subtract. This will give me 7, this will give me 14. In the dividend, I'll add and get 9. In the divisor, I'll subtract and get 3. And my final quotient is 3. And here's our last one. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 operators. I'll have to do all the operations in the dividends first, then carry out the divisions, and I'll subtract last. In both cases, 4 times 3 will give me 12. In my first term, 12 plus 12 will give me 24, and in the second, 12 minus 12 will give me 0. 24 divided by 12 will give me 2. 0 divided by 12 will give me 0, and my difference is 2. Well, that concludes this video where we began to talk about implicit grouping.